Hello everyone, welcome you back in my geography class. I hope all of you are doing well. Today we will discuss on the topic of volcano and its type from the chapter Interior of the Earth for class 11. In our earlier videos, we have discussed about the structure of the interior of the Earth. We came to know about the three layers, the crust, mantle and core. We have also discussed about different sources which provide us information about the interior of the Earth. Today we will read about the volcanic eruptions, which is one of the most important source of obtaining direct information about the interior of the Earth. So now let us know, what do you mean by a volcano? What is a volcano? A volcano is a rupture in the Earth's crust which allows hot lava, volcanic ash and gases to escape from the magma chamber below the surface. So a volcano is a rupture in the Earth's crust which allow hot lava, volcanic ash, gases to escape from the magma chamber below the surface. So we can say that volcano is formed how? By the eruption of lava and gases. Here you can see this is the diagram of volcano. How is it looking? It is looking like a cone-shaped or a dome-shaped mountain or hill. So we can say that volcano is a cone-shaped, or we can say a dome-shaped mountain or hill. Now, how does the volcanoes form? Why do the magma wants to come out to the surface of the earth? What are the reasons? Now, volcanic eruption occur due to the movement of the tectonic plates. So we can say that along the boundaries of the tectonic plates, volcanic eruption causes. Now let us know that how, due to the movement of the tectonic plates, a volcanic eruption are caused. In our last video, we have discussed about the structure of the interior of the earth, where we got to know that the outermost layer is a crust, then we have the mantle, and then we have the core. Now all these layers are divided into upper and lower, that is upper crust, lower crust, upper mantle, lower mantle, and upper core and lower core, or outer core and inner core. Now the mantle, as I said, is divided into two, the upper mantle and the lower mantle. And the upper mantle is also known as the asthenosphere. And the upper mantle and the crust together forms the lithosphere. As we know that asthenosphere is a weak zone, and the molten materials, they reaches the earth crust from where? From the asthenosphere. So from asthenosphere, which is a weak layer, the molten material, they reaches to the earth's crust. Now as I said that the upper mantle and the crust together forms the lithosphere. Now lithosphere is made up of, or we can say lithosphere is broken up into several tectonic plates. Now what are tectonic plates? Tectonic plates are massive irregularly shaped slab of solid rocks. So what are tectonic plates? These are massive irregularly shaped slab of solid rocks which are floating on the mantle. They are floating on the mantle. Now these plates are constantly moving. There are three types of plates that we have learned earlier also, that are convergent plates, divergent plates, and the transform boundaries. Now, the volcanic eruption occurs along the plate boundaries of convergent and divergent, not along the transform plate boundaries. Now, let us know what do you mean by convergent, divergent, and what are transform boundaries. Number one are the convergent boundaries. What are convergent boundaries? When the two plates move towards each other. That is referred as a convergent boundary. Now here the plates are of oceanic and continental origin. Now as I said that the plates can be oceanic and continent. So there can be movement of plates between oceanic and oceanic, continent and continent, and oceanic and continent. When there will be movement of oceanic and oceanic, or continent and continent, we will see that something will form. Like when in terms of continent and continent, a mountain can form. Now what happens in terms of oceanic and continent? Now both of them, the oceanic and the continental plates, they are of different densities, the thickness are different. So what will happen when there will be movement of plates between oceanic and continent? So when there will be movements of plates between oceanic and continents, and ocean. Now ocean being the heavier will slide past. That means we will say that the oceanic plate will get subducted. We can say that oceanic plate will get subducted. Now in this zone where the plates are causing subduction, we can see that a pressure is created, and that pressure leads to the rising of the magma and will cause volcanic eruption. So due to convergent plate movements, when two plates, one of oceanic origin, another one of continent origin, when they will move towards each other, oceanic plates being denser, it will slide past and the continent plates will rest upon the ocean. So here a subduction will occur, and this subduction will create pressure which will lead to the magma to rise up and will cause volcanic eruption. Now what happens in terms of divergent plate boundaries? What are divergent plate boundaries? Divergent boundaries means when the plates are moving away from each other. So when the plates, they move away from each other, that is referred as a divergent boundary. So when the plates will move away from each other, here we can see that a hollow or a crack is created. So the crack will allow the magma to rise up and to come out to the surface as volcano. We can see that due to the divergent plate boundaries, volcanic mountains are formed under the ocean. Now, under the ocean, when the divergent plates move, what will happen? When the divergent plates will move, here it will lead to a break, and that is referred as a ridge. A break or a crack, that is referred as a ridge. Why? Because when the plates will move, a crack will occur as they are moving away from each other, and this crack is referred to a ridge. And here in the ridge, the mountains will be formed that are called volcanic mountains. Now, how these volcanic mountains will form? Now when the two plates will move away from each other due to convection currents, the magma will rise up. So when the two plates will move away from each other, it will initiate convection current that will lead to the rising up of the magma, and the magma will rise up and will accumulate here, and so this reach will be filled up with the mountains. That means the crack will be filled up with the rise of the mountains. Like the mid-oceanic ridge, you've heard about the mid-oceanic ridge. So it is an example of a type of volcanic landform that is formed inside the ocean floor, where due to the divergent plate movement, we will see that a crack or a break, that means a ridge will occur, which will get filled up with the volcanic mountains. Why? Because due to the movement of the divergent plate, the magma will rise up due to convection current. As the magma will rise up, a volcanic eruption will occur, and here the volcanic mountains will form. So this is how we will say that volcanic eruption occurs where first along the convergent plate boundaries and along the divergent plate boundaries. But in terms of transform plate boundaries, it does not cause volcanic eruption, because in terms of transform boundaries, we will see that the plates, they move slide past each other. So that is why it does not cause volcanic eruption. So how the volcanic eruption caused? They are caused along the boundaries of convergent and divergent plate movements, right? Now let us know, what do you mean by the magma? As we are saying that the magma will rise up. Now what is magma? What do you mean by magma? So what is a magma? A magma is the hot fluid or the semi-molten material found below or within the crust, and from which the igneous rocks are formed. Now, when the volcanic eruption occurs, the magma comes out. Now, when this hot fluid or semi-molten material is within the crust, that is referred as the magma. And when it comes out, that means when the eruption occurs and it comes out to the surface of the Earth's crust, then we call it as a lava. And we call it as a lava. So I hope all of you can understand the difference between a magma and the lava. So what is a magma? So a magma is the hot fluid which is there within the crust or below the surface. And what is lava? When the volcanic eruption occur, the hot fluid that comes out to the surface is called the lava. So I hope all of you can understand the difference between magma and lava. Now let us know about the different parts of a volcano. First we should know about the magma chamber. So what is magma chamber? You can understand from the word magma that means it is a reservoir where magma is stored. So what is a magma chamber? It is a collection of magma inside the earth below the volcano. We can say this is a hollow within a volcano where magma and gases accumulate. Now, what happens during an eruption? During an eruption, the volcanic materials from the magma chamber tries to move towards the surface via the pipe-like passageway. This pipe-like passageway is referred as a conduit pipe. So what is a conduit pipe? A conduit pipe is a pipe-like passageway via which the volcanic materials from the magma chamber move towards to reach the surface. That is referred as a conduit pipe. Now we will see that some of the volcanoes have a single conduit pipe, while others may have a primary conduit pipe with one or two additional conduit pipe, which are the branches of the main conduit pipe. Now here you can see that these are some openings from where the lava or the volcanic materials are coming out to the surface. What are these called? These are called vents. Now let us know what do you mean by vent, which is another part of volcano. Now vent means the main outlet which allows the volcanic materials to escape where? To the surface. We can see that it is an outlet from where the volcanic materials comes out to the surface. Now the vent can be also said as an opening on the surface of a volcano from where lava, gases or volcanic materials comes to the surface. Now there can be multiple vents, but the main vent is the one from where the volcanic material escapes through the main conduit pipe or the primary conduit pipe. There can be secondary vents. You can see this one is a secondary vent. That means these are the smaller outlets from where the magma may escape. So these are referred as the secondary vent. So this one is a primary vent or the main vent, and this one is a secondary vent. The main vent is connected through a pipe-like passageway, that is the conduit pipe, and the secondary vents are the smaller outlets from where the magma can escape to the surface. Now, what do you mean by crater? What is a crater? You can see here this is a crater. What is a crater? Crater is a hollow shaped depression, or we can say it's a hollow depression. Now, when it is formed after eruption blows off the top of the volcano. So after eruption, when it blows the top of the volcano, a hollow depression is created that is referred as a crater. Now, what do you mean by this plank? What is this plank called? This plank is referred as the side or slopes of a volcano. Now, the gradient of the slopes depend on the intensity of the eruption and the type of the material that comes out. If the volcanic eruption is explosive, then it will cause a steep gradient or steep slope. If the eruption is slow, then it will cause a gentle gradient or a gentle slope. Now, here you can see that the lava that comes out, it is fluid in nature, so it will flow. So we call it as a lava flow. So this one is called a lava flow. And here you can see a parasitic cone. That means where the lava gets accumulated and it takes the shape of a cone, which is referred as a parasitic cone. This is a type of volcanic landform which is formed when the lava comes out to the surface, and it forms landforms like parasitic cone. So what we understood, that the magma from the magma chamber rises up through the conduit, that is a passage like pipe, and it comes out to the surface from the main outlet, that is the vent, and also through the smaller outlet, that are secondary veins. As the magma comes out to the surface, it is called as lava. Lava is a fluid material, so it will flow, and this is referred as a lava flow. This is referred as a side or slope of the volcano, which is also called a plank. And what is this? Is a crater which has formed after eruption blows the top of the volcano, and along with lava, what else comes out? Ash clouds, pyroclastic materials, gases. Which are the gases? Like sulfur compounds, nitrogen compounds, and also we will see that chlorine, hydrogen, but in small amount. So here we came to know about different parts of volcano. Now let us know what are the different types of volcano. Now let us know about the different types of volcanoes. Now volcanoes are divided into two types. Number one, on the basis of their period of eruption, and number two, on the basis of nature of eruption and landforms formed. Now, on the basis of their period of eruption, they are divided into active volcanoes, dormant volcanoes, and extinct volcanoes. And on the basis of the nature of eruption and landform formed, they are divided into shield volcanoes, composite volcanoes, calderas, flood basalt province, and the mid-oceanic ridges. Already we have learned about the mid-oceanic ridges when we was discussing the divergent plate boundary. So these are the types of volcanoes. Now let us understand about this type of volcanoes in details. Now let us know about the types of volcanoes on the basis of their period of eruption. On the basis of the period of eruption, the volcanoes are classified into number one, the active volcanoes. These volcanoes are the volcanoes which are currently erupting or shows signs of unrest activities like earthquake activity or significant amounts of gas discharged. These volcanoes are the one which are not presently erupting but has erupted in the past and is considered likely to do erupt in the future again. Examples of active volcanoes are Kilauea in Hawaii, Mount Etna in Italy, and Mount Stromboli in Italy, which has been erupting almost constantly for the last 2000 years. Number two are the dormant volcanoes. These volcanoes are also called the sleeping volcanoes because it is presently inactive but could erupt again. For example, the majority of the Cascade volcanoes are believed to be dormant rather than extinct. Some other examples of dormant volcanoes are Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, Africa, and Mount Fuji in Japan. Number three are the extinct volcanoes. These volcanoes are presently not erupting. That is unlikely to do so for a very long time in the future. A volcano which has not erupted in the past 10,000 years is often considered or listed as extinct volcanoes. The extinct volcano no longer has a lava supply. An extinct volcano is no longer near an active geologic hotspot. Some of the examples of active volcanoes are Mount Thelson in Oregon in the US and Mount Slemish. Now, let us know about the types of volcanoes based on their nature of eruption and landforms developed on the surface. On the basis of the nature of eruption and landforms developed on the surface, the volcanoes are classified into number 1, shield volcano. These volcanoes are the largest of volcanoes. They are mostly made up of basalt, a type of lava that is very fluid on erupted. They are not steep. These volcanoes become explosive when water is held into vent or water somehow gets into the vent. The main characteristic of these volcanoes are they are of low explosive nature. Upcoming lava moves in the form of fountain and throws out the cone at the top of the vent and develops into cinder cone. A notable example of shield volcanoes are the Hawaiian Islands. Number 2 are the composite volcanoes. The composite volcanoes are characterized by eruptions of cooler and more viscous lava than basalt. They are of explosive eruptions nature. They cause explosive eruptions. They erupt pyroclastic materials and ashes along with lava. This material accumulates in the vicinity of the vent openings, leading to formation of layer, and it appears as composite cones. And it appears as composite volcanoes. It is also called stratovolcanoes. Some examples of composite volcanoes are Mount Fuji in Japan, Mount Cotopaxi in Ecuador, Mount Shasta and Lassen in California, and Mount Hood in Oregon. Number 3, caldera. These are the most explosive type of volcanoes. They are usually so explosive when they erupt, they tend to collapse on themselves rather than building any tall structure. These collapse depressions are called calderas. Their explosiveness indicates that the magma chamber supplying the lava is not only huge but also in close vicinity. Some notable examples of a caldera volcano are the Yellowstone caldera and the Crater Lake in Oregon. Number 4 are the flood basalt provinces. Now, what do you mean by flood? Flood means sudden rush of lava. What do you mean by basalt? Is a type of igneous rock. What do you mean by provinces? It means an area. So what do you mean by flood basalt provinces? Flood basalt provinces means that when there is a sudden rush of lava that cools down, solidifies and transforms into an igneous rock, that is a basalt, and it covers a large area. It is referred as a flood basalt provinces. These are formed by an eruption or series of eruptions of large volcanic episodes that cover vast stretches of land or ocean floor with flows of mafic igneous rocks. That means the basaltic lava flow. So we can say that it has formed due to the movement of highly fluid lava. Some parts of the world are covered by thousands of square kilometers of basalt, and there can be a series of flow with some lava attaining of more than 50 kilometers. Individual flow is hundreds of square kilometers, and thus it leads to the formation of flood basalt provinces. The best example will be the Deccan Plateau and the Siberian Traps. Number 5 is the mid-oceanic ridges volcano. A mid-ocean ridge is a seafloor mountain system which has been formed by the plate tectonics. Already we have discussed that how due to the movement of the divergent plates, the mid-oceanic ridge are formed. So mid-oceanic ridge volcanoes are found where in oceanic surfaces or in oceanic areas. A system of mid-oceanic ridges more than 70,000 km length, and there can be frequent volcanic eruption which occur in the central portion of the ridge. The best example will be the mid-Atlantic ridge. I hope all of you understood the different types of volcanoes on the basis of their period of eruption and on the basis of the nature of eruption and the landforms formed. So what we have learned in today's video? In today's video, we have learned about volcano. We have learned about why the volcanoes are caused or how the volcanoes are caused. We have learned about the difference between the magma and the lava. We have learned about the different parts of a volcano and also the different types of volcano. I hope all of you understood what has been taught in today's video. To make this chapter more easy, you can take the help of the PDF that has been already provided in the description box. If you have any problem or any suggestion, do comment in the comment box. If you like my video, do share it with your friends and don't forget to hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, do subscribe my channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get further notification of my upcoming videos. Stay tuned, I will be back soon with a new topic from this chapter. Till then, take care and stay safe. Thank you.